Hi, Mum. Yeah. No. Just a minute, I've just got to,
David and Laura's bodies are incredibly sophisticated, each one a finely balanced system of interdependent organs.
Laura wants to say hello.
Hello.
Yep, that was Laura. Yep.
But in their complexity lies a vulnerability.
She says, are the glasses fragile? She says.
Damage to just one small part of this system can have dramatic consequences.
I don't know, we're on the A something. Laura!
Even during sleep, David is aware of the world around him. The sound of the alarm triggers electrical signals to fire toward a part of the brain that never sleeps, the brainstem. It's the on-off switch for consciousness. It responds by sending a wake-up call to the sleeping parts of David's brain. A single signal ignites a huge area of the brain into life. Without this vital link, it would be impossible for David to wake up.
What time is it?
It's time to get up.
Oh. But I'm so comfy.
I know, but it is time to get up.
Not yet.
Laura and David are their brains. Their thoughts and feelings, everything that makes them who they are, is contained within this single organ. But the brain can't survive in isolation. It's connected to every organ in Laura's body via a highly sophisticated life support system. The bloodstream. Every minute, Laura's blood makes a complete circuit of her body. It gathers oxygen from the lungs and nutrients from organs like the liver. Even minor organs like the spleen played their part filtering out poisons. So pure, nourishing, oxygenated blood can be delivered to her brain. If this supply were to be interrupted for just 3 minutes, Laura would die.
You almost done there?
Yeah, it's all yours.
Oh, David, what am I going to do with this? This looks terrible.
You have to iron these inside out.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
I cannot believe I'm going to iron your dress.
You're so good.
Thank you.
That's okay. Don't help me or anything.
Hey, this is the 21st century.
Lucky for you. Co-pilot,
Yeah,
how are we doing for time?
a little late.
So, who else is going to this wedding?
Well, pretty much the same crowd as Simon's mum. The happy couple, obviously. Simon and Stella. Fresh from their honeymoon. Uncle Dave will be there. And he won't be flirting with you this time because he's bringing his lovely new wife.
Oh, what's she called?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure he's sure. Hi, Mum. Yeah. No. Just a minute. I just got to,
Yeah, it's the crystal glasses in the back.
Yes, of course, we've got it. Well, Laura wants to say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Yep, that was Laura. And she says, are the glasses fragile? About half an hour. We're on the A something.
Laura's brain registers danger. Her heart beats faster, pumping more blood into her brain. Her brain is speeding up. And time actually seems to slow down. But not enough. On impact, Laura's spleen swings violently out of position, stretching the blood vessels. One ruptures and starts to leak. David's brain slams against his skull, severing connections and disrupting signals all the way down to his brainstem. His conscious brain is switched off.
Okay, Laura, I'm just going to put this machine onto your finger.
Is David okay?
I'm just going to check your blood pressure. Don't worry, everything's okay.
Is he badly hurt?
Let me just check your blood pressure.
Where's David?
David's okay. He's in the other ambulance.
2-6 control over. 2-6 en route hospital. 1 male unconscious, serious head injury, time critical, approximate 35.
David's condition is serious. He is still unconscious. Parts of his brain lie in shattered ruins. The only reason he's alive is because the reflex centers of his brain that control his breathing and heartbeat survived the crash.
Okay, don't worry now.
Laura is in better shape. Her body is already at work repairing itself. The blood from the ruptured vessel feeding her spleen is congealing to form a clot, sealing the tear and stemming the flow of blood. But while Laura's body heals, David's is getting much worse. Beneath David's skull, a major artery has burst. But here the bleeding won't stop. Fresh blood is flowing from the damaged artery with such force that the congealing clot is simply pushed out of the way. It squeezes David's brain, crushing the area responsible for his vital reflexes. His breathing falters. His heart rate plummets. And unless the pressure can be relieved, and soon, the brain cells keeping him alive will die.
This is David. He's the front seat passenger in RTA. He's been unconscious
Hello,
ever since I've
David.
been with him and apneic for the last 5 minutes.
David?
GCS of 6. Blood pressure is 180/90. He has a pulse rate of 50. 300 mils of saline gone in. It's now at hemoglobin rate.
I'm Dr. Jones. Can you tell me your name?
Laura.
Laura, okay. What's the story?
Laura's a driver in a low velocity RTA.
David?
The only obvious
Where is David?
We're going to take good care of you, Laura, okay?
Okay.
My count. 1, 2, 3.
The doctors don't know why David's vital signs are plummeting. and they haven't got much time to find out.
Stop bagging him. Let's see how he's doing.
With a pulse of 55.
David is still bleeding. The pressure is building, starving his brain cells of blood, quite literally squeezing him to death.
That's our dropping, 85.
He's not ventilating. No gag reflex.
Bag him.
His breathing has stopped.
Get an anaesthetist. Bilateral air entry. No obvious blood loss. Pulse 55, good volume.
There's no damage to his windpipe or lungs, but there is one vital clue. The pressure on his brain is crushing the nerves of his left eye, making his pupil dilate.
Left pupil's up. Where's that anaesthetist?
Suddenly, the stakes are higher.
No time. Clear theatre. Get a neurosurgeon now.
They must relieve the pressure in the next few minutes, or David will die. David has been prepared for an emergency operation.
Marker?
His shaved scalp reveals a bruise, guiding the neurosurgeons to the injury. It's a delicate operation.
20% mannitol, please.
The doctors need to buy themselves more time.
Mannitol going in.
They inject a drug called mannitol into David's bloodstream via a drip. As it travels through the blood vessels of his brain, it draws out fluid, just enough to relieve some of the pressure on the brain cells that are keeping him alive.
And blade.
But only one thing can save David's life. The surgeons must open up his skull so the clot can be removed.
Drill.
Right, Laura, let's just get you up for a second.
Just gonna listen to your chest.
Thank you. If you just breathe in and out for me, please, Laura. Okay, and again.
Laura's life does not seem to be in any immediate danger.
Thank you.
When can I see David?
Soon, don't worry.
Just put the blood down.
Release it down and easy now. There you go.
Where is he?
I'll find out for you. Don't worry. Let's look after you for the moment. Just gotta look at your tummy.
And if her injuries are not too serious, the doctors will let her body repair itself.
Any pain?
Just a little.
Let's just have a listen.
The pain Laura feels is actually part of her body's healing process. Within the protective membrane which encases the spleen, blood vessels are bringing fluids designed to heal Laura's injuries. As they seep out, they cause the damaged area to swell, triggering pain receptors. The dull ache which Laura feels is a message from her body
No, I don't have any family here.
telling her to lie down and give her injuries the time they need to repair.
Thank you, Laura. Let's get her prepped for X-ray. Laura, Chloe's going to get you ready for X-ray, and I'll check in on you later. Okay? Don't worry.
Darling.
The surgeons have almost gained access to David's clot. They have drilled a series of tiny holes in his skull.
Cans, please.
Now, the bone between the holes is broken away,
Nibbler.
opening up a 2-inch gap. Finally, the blood clot can be cleared away. The pressure is instantly relieved, and blood flows back to his suffocating brain cells. The rupture is heat sealed,
Lovely. Can I ask you guys to close up for me?
Thank you.
The immediate threat to David's life is over.
Laura, how are you feeling?
Yeah, all right.
Good. Well, your x-rays are fine. But we'd like to keep you in for observation.
Please tell me what's going on with David. Is he okay?
He's in intensive care.
Can I go see him?
I'd really like you to stay here.
Look, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be with David.
Okay. But if there's any change at all, any pain at all, you've got to come straight back, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you get dressed.
Laura feels okay, but she has to take it easy. Sudden movements could undo her body's delicate repairs.
Excuse me. I'm looking for David Hayes.
Laura. They've sedated him. The doctor said the operation went really well. He's going to be fine.
I'm so sorry.
David's condition remains critical. If he wakes up now, his life will once again be in danger. Just as in Laura's spleen, healing fluids are seeping out of the blood vessels in his brain, making it swell so much that any sudden movement might be fatal. David is kept on a sedative drip to make sure he stays unconscious until the doctors are certain that the danger is over.
You should go home.
I don't want to leave David.
You've had a shock. Go get some rest.
I guess you're right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Laura is about to put her life in danger. A sudden movement breaks the clot sealing her blood vessel. Once more, blood pours into the membrane around her spleen. If this keeps happening, blood will continue to build up until the membrane is stretched to the breaking point. David's chances of recovery depend on how badly injured his brain is. The news from the CAT scan is good. The swelling has gone down and there is no large-scale tissue damage. So David can be safely taken off the sedative. But the CAT scan can't show the microscopic injuries caused by the impact. Some of David's brain cells are dead. They'll never recover. The full extent of these injuries won't emerge until David regains consciousness.
There you are.
Thanks.
It's only instant, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
But now the sedative is wearing off.
I think they had to shave his head.
He's gonna hate that.
Yes.
David?
David?
David's brainstem sends out signals to rouse his unconscious brain.
David? He's coming round.
I'll get the doctor. David, can you hear me? It's Laura.
But there's a problem. Many of the connections leading from the brainstem were bent and twisted in the crash. The signals get jammed. Inside the connections, the delicate cell structure has been shattered. Because these signals can't get through, most of David's brain remains switched off.
David?
Sweetheart.
David, can you hear me? David? I'm afraid I'll need to ask you to leave the room while I examine him.
David, can you open your eyes? Can you open your eyes, David?
The doctor tests David's responses to simple stimuli, commands, light, and pain, to quickly assess which parts of his brain are working and which are not.
Notes. The news isn't good, I'm afraid. David is in a coma.
Oh, my God. He was trying to talk.
Yes, it may seem like that, but he is actually unconscious. And there is evidence that his brain is damaged.
David's brain damaged?
How badly? How bad is it?
At this stage, we just don't know. It may be reversible, and he is getting better all the time. We'll just have to wait and see. But he's in the best possible hands. Now, I'll be back to see how he's getting on later.
Thank you, Doctor.
Coma is rarely a state of total vegetation. Some areas of David's brain are awake, which is why he can move and make noises. But that's about all. There's nothing else the doctors can do. David's brain has to heal itself.
Hi, David and Laura aren't in at the moment, but please leave a message and we'll call you back.
Hi, it's Mark. Listen, give us a call on the mobile. I'm in town at the moment. We could go for a couple of drinks. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Laura's wound keeps reopening. The membrane around her spleen is filling up with blood. She feels nothing but a dull ache in her side.
Soon I'll be looking lovely. Excuse me. Hello. Hi. Can I do that? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks. Hey, sweetheart. How you doing today? I'll let you in on a little secret. I've always wanted to do this.
Deep within David's brain, the process of straightening the twisted connections has begun. Inside every damaged fiber, the shattered structures are rebuilding themselves. But this process takes time.
Your friend Mark called.
Talking to coma victims can help speed their recovery.
He says he'll be in to see you as soon as he gets back into town.
A familiar voice triggers David's brainstem into action, firing signals in an attempt to rouse the inactive parts of his brain. Even though they don't get through, it's possible that the signals accelerate the healing process.
I think you are done. Not bad for a beginner. I love you, David.
It's 8 days since the accident. Finally, David's brainstem is about to make contact with the rest of his brain. The nerve fibers carrying the signals have successfully repaired themselves. Circuits are ignited deep in his unconscious brain. For the first time in over a week, David is waking up.
David! David! It's me, Mum. You're in hospital. You've been in a car accident and they had to give you an operation, but you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right now. Laura's all right. She'll be in later. I've been so worried about you.
No, just that. Leave the
It's only now that David's conscious that the full extent of the damage to his brain is revealed.
Now, push against my hand.
He's having trouble moving his right arm.
That one? Little bit on that. You feel these? You feel the thumb?
And there is another, less visible problem.
Can you push these fingers?
Oh my God, David, sweetheart, you're awake.
Who are you?
David, this is Laura.
Ten days after the crash, the ache in Laura's side is getting worse. but she doesn't realize the danger this pain represents. Blood has continued to leak from her broken vessel. What was once a membrane encasing her spleen is now a bloated, blood-filled sac. Laura needs urgent medical attention. And if she doesn't get it soon, the consequences could be catastrophic.
Let's see if you can touch my hand. That's it. Okay, good. Good.
It's 48 hours since David regained consciousness.
Nearly there. Good. Very good. And just relax it down.
The blow to his head severed millions of connections in his brain, and many signals can't get through. As a result, he has lost the use of his right hand,
Feeling no pain at all?
No, there's no pain.
That's good.
and he has no memory of the last 2 years.
Just need to put that gentle pressure through. Okay. If you could practice that sort of every hour.
The job of fixing his hand is already underway. When his muscles are exercised, signals fire up his spine into the damaged part of his brain. Stimulating the growth of new connections to take on the roles of the ones he's lost.
How long do you think before I get full mobility back?
It's difficult to say.
David's brain is rewiring itself to regain control of his hand.
So what else? What about the fingers? Because they're not doing very well.
Well, at the moment, your fingers are quite flexed. So what I'd like you to
Unfortunately, no amount of medical intervention will help David regain his lost memory. The 18 months he's known Laura are a total blank to him.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Do you mind if I sit down?
Sorry.
How are you doing today?
Good.
I was going through some things and found these. Thought they might help you a bit. Do you remember this? We found this beautiful place by the river.
Unlike physical skills, memories don't exist in any one place in the brain. No one knows exactly where they are stored, but every connection in the brain may be involved in some way. So a break to any one can mean loss of a whole range of memories.
No.
This one.
I know those two. Simon and Stella.
That's right.
Older memories, such as the face of a lifelong friend, are imprinted in strong, well-established circuits. But newer memories, such as recent events, are less well stored. They are more vulnerable to loss and harder to recall.
Do you remember that day?
No?
They had just got back from their honeymoon, and they spent...
Sorry, when did they get married?
About 2 months ago. It's all right. Listen, I'm not showing you that one, but this one will make you smile. We found a street market. You bought me this ring. one.
Actually, I don't think I can look at any more.
Okay. Sorry. Why don't I just leave them with you and you can look at them when you feel like it. Hello? I'm just going. I'll see you later. Hello, darling.
Laura is on the brink of disaster. Her blood-filled sac is now stretched to the breaking point. The impact has ripped the top of Laura's spleen. All she feels is a stab of pain. But a massive trauma has just been unleashed in her body. Laura's body is in crisis. A third of her blood supply has poured into her belly. In an effort to get more blood to her brain, her heart beats faster. But the faster it beats, the faster blood pumps out of her shattered spleen. Laura's brain is being starved of life-giving blood. In a last effort to keep her alive, her brainstem acts. It starts to shut down every part of her brain not vital to survival.
I love you, David.
Laura?
Laura's body is fighting a losing battle.
Where's the blood loss?
If the source of her hemorrhage cannot be found and stopped in the next few minutes, Laura will die.
Let's get a surgical team down here. Get some lines up, FBC, group and cross match.
All the blood her body can spare is being diverted to the reflex centers of her brain. But there is barely enough to keep the cells going. Every drop of blood lost into her belly loosens Laura's grip on life a little more.
Blood pressure 90/60.
This is the woman from the car crash last week.
Didn't anything show up on her ultrasound?
We didn't do one. She seemed fine.
Blood pressure 80/40.
We'll have to get her open. Let's get her to theatre now.
The only thing keeping Laura alive is the blood being pumped into her.
Okay, we're ready to go. Thanks very much. Tax assistant to enter tax 1 for Liam.
An enormous lake of blood has built up inside her belly.
It's a bit distended. Knife, please. Just hold that. It's going to bleed like hell, so suckers ready, please. Okay, blood all over the bloody place. Just keep sucking that, please.
As the dam bursts, she bleeds out faster than ever, draining blood from her brain.
Just suck me in. Just take that. Take that. Can we have a retractor, please? I want to have a little look in there. Thank you very much.
The surgeon has only moments to find and repair the bleed.
Lift up, please. Lift up. Thank you.
But there's so much blood, he's working blind. His only hope is to locate it by touch.
I can feel the right lobe of the liver. Just get over the back if that's okay. Right, just coming across now to the left side. Lift up now. I can't see. Just lift higher, please. Right, it's her spleen. Definitely her spleen. Upper pole is shattered. I'm just getting my finger, index finger and middle finger around the...
Having found the source, he clamps the artery leading to the spleen, stopping the blood loss.
Okay, I've got control. What's your like? She's stable now. Okay.
Within seconds, blood starts to flow back to Laura's brain. Her chances of surviving have just risen dramatically. Now the surgeon has time to get a good look at her damaged spleen. Losing her spleen would weaken Laura's immune system
Preserve some of the spleen.
and mean taking antibiotics for the rest of her life.
I think we can probably preserve about 60% of this.
But trying to repair it is a riskier operation that might not seal the wound.
Across the hilum. Again, soft tap across the undamaged bit. Okay. Let me just cut away the upper pole.
First, the damaged section has to be removed.
Just going to sew across this raw edge close to the clamp. Very much. Okay. Stay there.
The remainder is sewn up.
A mosquito or something, a small artery forceps, just something on the end. Just hold that. I need you to follow me, please, Liam.
Okay.
Now is the moment of truth.
Take the subfloor clamp off.
The clamp is taken off the artery. Blood flows back into the spleen.
It's looking fairly dry.
The seal is held.
Okay, it's dry. I think we can just get on and close up.
And the bleeding has stopped.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. Thanks. Thanks very much
Thank
indeed.
you, Jim.
You want to do it?
Yes, Jim, thank you.
What are you going to use?
Loop nylon?
Happy with that. Okay. Thanks very much indeed. See you later.
Thank you, Jim.
Laura's spleen and her life have been saved. 12 hours after her operation, the sedative is wearing off.
Laura? Shh, it's okay. You collapsed. They saved your life.
David.
Yeah. Remember me?
You all right?
Yeah.
David and Laura owed their lives to surgery. But without their body's ability to prolong life to the very last, the doctor's efforts would have been in vain. And ultimately, it is the body's remarkable capacity to heal that will allow their full recovery.